voice of your people has been heard loudly, and they have continued to talk, and you're an elected person and you shy away from giving further voice to their voices, then you ought not to be in the position that you occupy. So I must thank our people in the House of Reps who have responded to the speech made by their colleague in the National Assembly. As I did say, all the things that were discussed, nothing is against the unity of this country. We reaffirmed that as a people, as elected governors, we believed in the unity of our country. But we also went forward to advance the need for certain things to be done in order to give strength to that unity. That cannot be a reason for us to be vilified. Obviously not. We talked about restructuring, which has been on the table for so long. Both the voices of the PDP and the APC itself have endorsed restructuring. And restructuring is all-inclusive, all-encompassing. We may have different views, different approaches to the restructuring. But when we sit on a table in dialogue, we'll be able to agree best what is good for Nigeria and what is good for the component parts of Nigeria. The conversations are obviously needed, because if we do not talk and we allow the voices of our people to continue to speak and the leadership shies away, then we are giving room for even further crisis. So I thought that it was time for other persons, other leaders across the country, to thank the Southern governors for uniting, to give a voice to the conversations, because it is only when these conversations come in at that level and it is driven in the interest of the larger majority of the people that we can have a truly united nation in which there is fairness, in which there is equity, and in which there is trust amongst our people and amongst the leadership. The issue of open grazing, we do know that it's not going to stop in one day, but an attempt must be made to take some actions at the national level. Those actions that will give hope that we have started a journey to stopping it. Today, the developing world is struggling to catch up with the developed world. Things are changing very fast. And until we are ready to begin to look futuristically, we may not be able to get ourselves out of where we are at the moment. There have been several grazing reserves that have been abandoned. Why were they abandoned? We have asked that the federal government even spend part of the national resource to help to start new pilot schemes, for which those of us in the South do support that some federal resource be spent to start off some of these ranching or whatever you call it, grazing reserves, and put the necessary things in order to slow down and to eventually put a stop in years to come, every form of open grazing. And I don't think that is a wrong decision. It is in the best interest of our nation. It is in the best interest of the people. And I do believe that in that manner, our cattle will grow much bigger, much fatter, much better, and people will suffer less. Apart from the fact that every insecurity associated with the farmer-seller clash will gradually be put to a stop. That cannot be said to be bad reasoning. I urge that all leaders in the country, all stakeholders in the country, must look into the good suggestions that have been put forth by the Southern governors. And it is time for us to embrace it as a people. It is in the best interest of the economy of this nation. Otherwise, we'll get to a state where there will be food insecurity in the land. And may God forbid that.